Mahatma Gandhi ji always had a book in his hand. That is Bhagavat Gita. Because he always has that book. I always have the Bhagavat Gita book in my bag. Always means always. Whenever I have time, I see it again and 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 again. It's always with you. Every shloka you study again and again. Marvel at it. Let the Gita sink in you. Gandhiji had that book in his hand. Therefore he became Gandhiji. If we also have the same book in our hand always, we will also become like Gandhiji. Why can't we become like Gandhiji? Why not? Hold that book in your hand.
Good evening, dear friends and masters. Good morning and good afternoon who are joining from the other part of the world. Welcome to our Saturday master class. Before our session, we will start with our regular group meditation practice. For that, sit comfortably, relax your body, close your eyes. We'll start with heart elevation process first. Keep both of your hands on your chest area and follow the instructions. After heart elevation process, after few minutes, for our regular meditation practice, breath mindfulness meditation, clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, and cross your legs and observe your normal breath. Follow the instructions.
Dear friends, dear masters, with your specs removed, eyes closed, keep your hands on your chest area, resting your attention on your sacred heart. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel the seat of all emotions. With your attention, your heart center, connect with it, love it, appreciate it. Your heart knows that heart center, the center that is expanding your life with its emotions of love, joy, compassion, gratitude. Feel it, dear friends. Connect with your heart center with a relaxing breath. Notice it. And bring up an experience from your past or from the present of love, of joy, of gratitude. And then relive that moment and feel that energy, that emotion. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more you experience the energy of love, compassion, gratitude, the more coherent you become in your body and mind, the more coherent. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more you experience the energy of love, compassion, gratitude, the more coherent you become in your body and mind, the more coherent you become with all things and everyone. And allow yourself to direct that energy, spread that energy to all things and everybody on this planet, or to those who are in need. Where you place your attention, there you place your energy. Feel. Relive that moment and feel that energy, and allow yourself to direct that energy to everyone and everything. We are all interconnected in this field of energy. the more you experience that emotion of love, compassion, the more connected you become, the more coherent you become. Coherence is the basis for higher experience. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are in this powerful group meditation. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that calmness, emptiness. It is natural to have thought. When you recognize you are in thought, go back to observing the breath and allow yourself to slowly go into that emptiness, the field of consciousness. All emptiness is energy. The longer you stay connected to this field of energy, the more coherent you become, the more open you become. The more empathetic you become, merge into that calmness, emptiness, where there's no body, where there's no thing. become aware of the emptiness, that calmness, the field of energy. This is your divine self. That greater field of energy connecting everything and everyone. The more you are with it, with this energy, the more one you become, the more whole you feel. Friends, at this time, I'd like you to express gratitude deeply to all things and everyone, to this mineral kingdom, to this plant kingdom, to this animal kingdom, to this human kingdom, to the angelic kingdom. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, and then you may open your eyes.
द्रारिदासीन मध्यस्तत् द्वेषबन्धुषु साधुष्वपि च पापेषु समबुद्धिर्विशिष्यते. He talks about 9 relationships. This is one of the lessons for mental strength as well. He talks about Sukhrin Mitraryudasina, meaning Sukhrit, well-wishers, friends, enemies, who are neutral, who are mediators, the envious people, the relatives, sadhus, the monks, the pious persons, everyone, even the sinners, papeshu, the sinners. This person does not differentiate between any of these 9 relationships. That means he's being equanimous with anyone he's meeting around, because he is seeing that Atma or the Paramatma in everyone. Because this at a stage where you see everything is same, everything is supreme consciousness, you don't differentiate. Okay, you raise beyond those dualities. That's what Paramatma he says here. And how does now comes the actual program? Okay, how does one go to that stage of Yoga Rudha or the Sthita Prajna or Jnani? How do you go that? So they say that don't stop doing things. Don't say that I will do only dhyanam and then no. You have to do your karmas. You have to do dharma has to be followed. I was reading an article. I was listening to Sringeri Pitadipati saying, see, even in Treta Yuga, all the 4 yugas that we have, we may see a lot of changes in technology, a lot of changes in the way we are dealt with. But even in Treta Yugam or in Kali Yugam, everyone is experiencing Sukham and Dukkham. Right? Everyone is seeing pleasure and pain. This is common. So as long as Sukham and Dukkham is there is a concept of Dharma and Adharma. If you want Sukham, follow Dharma. What is there prescribed for you, do that dharma 100% without any expectations. That is the first step. And he also mentioned that be careful of your indriyas, how they are moving. Okay. Now he's giving the recipes. Okay. He is giving the step-by-step stuff. So he says, Yogi imjitatastam atmanam rahasisthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashira parigraha. He says, so whoever is the yogi who is performing actions here selflessly, here indicates we are in a contemplative mode, that is meditation or a dhyana. He's saying must control his chitta. Chitta is consciousness. Chitta is thoughts as well to a certain extent. And always, how do I control my chittas? Meditate, right? So I may say that Lakshmi, I am not able to sit. That also Arjuna says. We will see that as well. Okay. So you must control your chitta. He says always meditation without interruption. And one more thing, I did a 40-day course. Am I successful? You have started the journey, my dear friend. Dirghakala nairantarya. He says Dirghakalam nairantaryam. Consistent, always you have to do this. The mind must be directed towards this meditation. And he says, Ekaki rahasisthitaha. If you see the ashrams, like for example, like Pyramid Valley that we have, or the Kantar, or any ashrams that we have today, these are called as places of solitude. Ekaki rahasisthitaha, meaning there is no too much of chaos there, right? So those places you have to experience that solitude. He has to be a loner. Okay, it's not about loneliness. It is about being in solitude, free of desires, and just start focusing. This is the starting point. Then he says, what sort of a place? Sucho deshe pratishtapya sthiramasana atmanaha natyuchritam nati nicham chailajana kushottaram. Sit on a very clean place. Sucho deshe pratishtapya. Sit yourself comfortably on an asana which is not too high, not too low, and of course, in those days we have the asana prescribed of the kusha grass, right? So that is what is used. So you just sit on those. And then he says, Tatra ekagram manakritva yada chittendriya kriya upavishyasane yunjat yogamatma vishuddhaye. So he says first, he gave you the first indication saying that you have to control your indriya, sadhana is important, etc. Then he started saying, go to a place where it is calm, quiet, and then sit there. Then he's saying, Tatra ekagram manakritva yata chittendriya kriya upavishyasane yunjat yogamatma vishuddhaye. He says, mind has to be brought to one pointed focus, and the activity slowly of the senses and chitta, they will start falling down. They will be regulated. Okay, so that is what second point. Third, he says that your posture, samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan nachalan sthiraha samprekshanasika svam dishashyanavalokayan. So samam kayam is your body, and he says one must sit with the body well aligned with what? Your hips, your back, and your neck. They all should be in this straight line. Okay, samprekshanasika svam, but it is not like fit, stiff. Okay, it is like very flexible, but in a straight line position. And then the vision, sampreksha nasika swam disashyanavalokayan. Your focus, the vision should be focused just between your eyebrows. You see that, right? When we say focus on your breath, we are saying nostril. Chandra says when he gives the instructions, he says nostrils are anywhere in the eyebrows position, because your nasikas, these are nasikas, and these are nasikagra. So you focus your attention here. This is the physical thing that he's saying. And then he says, Prashantatma vigatadhihi brahmacharya pradesthitaha manas samyamyamachittaha yukta asihita matparaha. So he says, a yogi see, whenever we are trying to sit in meditation, we are trying to get away from external distractions. So when we go to that pointed focusness, what happens? We have the kallol, what do you call that? The fluctuation that happen, right? And the tensions that happen, the anxiety that is there, it slowly comes down. Okay? Brahmachari pratesthitaha manas samyamyamachittaha matparayanaha yukta asita matparaha. He says, so you need to engage deeply in a meditative state that will calm you in many forms. Okay, the agitations that you have in mind, everything slowly will calm down. So when you are meditating, what are you doing? You are trying to get closer to your own self, my dear friends. That is the most important word in this entire chapter. Okay. So then he says, Shantim everyone. So continuing that, we've seen the dhyana path, how we have to do dhyana. The action topic of today's discussion, the two paths. Right. So what are these two paths that we are talking about in the context of Bhagavad Gita? Right. These two paths are named after the states of consciousness. Okay. When we say two paths, where am I leading to or where am I going to is nothing but your two paths or two levels, two what you call states of consciousness. That is, one is divine, the other is the asuri, that is non-divine nature. Okay, so the two paths, these are typically states of consciousness where we are talking about one leads to the divine, the other one leads to the non-divine, that is the asuri, that is the Rakshasa, the demonic qualities. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita has elucidated completely detailed out on the different qualities that one needs to imbibe. Right? When we are talking about divinity, right? These people with the divine qualities, they exhibit certain qualities. What are those? Example, fearlessness. You're talking about purity, right? The inner cause, they attain peace within. And they're talking about spiritual steadiness, right? Always they are in unison with the knowledge, namely godly thoughts, the divine actions, etc. Then we are talking about beneficence, that is the desire to do always some sort of a help or charity or some good to the society. They also talk about the restraint of senses, right? And when we are looking at people with this ability, they come with this very default nature of theirs, that is ability to restrain the senses from the objectual fulfillment. Then they also do something called the yajna, which is nothing but a selfless yajna in typical in the world in the context of Bhagavad Gita. Many a times, yajna is described as a selfless act. Yajna is not like we put ghee into fire. This is not just the only yajna. It is also something about, a sacrifice. When you talk about yajna, it is all about sacrifice. They also indulge themselves in self-study. Okay, self-study. Who am I? That is Swadhyaya. We call it as a Swadhyaya, right? So that they involve themselves in. And then the austerities, tapas. One second. So austerities, and then the nobility, right? Being truthful, being faith, having very simple living, high thinking. These are all certain qualities. So again, the Paramatma, he also he elaborates who are those people who are in this state of consciousness called the mind. They exhibit something called as, apart from what I have just mentioned, they also exhibit qualities like ahimsa, satya, always truthful, integrity, right? Non-violent. So any free of prejudice, they are free of prejudice. And it is not about, when I say ahimsa, it is not just through actions, through your speech. Speech must be purified with truth. If saying truth is not conducive, then they remain silent. Similarly, angerlessness, being free from anger. Anger is a major, when we are getting into it, it's a major flaw in one's character, they say. And then when we are consumed with anger, the scriptures ordain, I don't know how many of what do you call uh, especially in Telugu speaking states, right? We do something called the Sachela Snanam, meaning taking shower right from head. So that with clothes on. So that they do at two instances. One, when a son is born, and second, someone dies, right? Someone vacates the body. So anger or speaking to someone with very harsh attitude, you are supposed to take the Sachela Snana. That's simple it is, right? That's the amount of gravity it holds. So similarly, relinquishness, letting go of possessiveness, and tranquility, they're always calm. Criticizing, finding fault and blaming others is not their quality. Non-judgmental people. They don't have something called as a greed. They are very gentle, and the humility, they are modest, and they are the quality of being ashamed to do wrong, stepping back from being and doing the unrighteousness, lack of fickleness, all these will be the qualities of these divine people, right? And not just that, these are also these divine souls, these divine states of consciousness people, what they do is radiant. The noble soul emanate that radiance, forgiveness, forbearance, perseverance, cleanliness, and they are never ever harmful, right? So this is what they say it as Tejaha, Kshama, Dhritish, Saucham, Adroho, Natimanita. They cannot even think of something doing bad to someone else. Bhavanti Sampadam Daivi Abhijadasya Bharata. Meaning these are all the Daivi qualities, the states of consciousness of the divine people that they exhibit. Okay, and also he starts saying, okay, these are all the qualities of divine states of consciousness. Then how about the asuri or the demonic things? They say it is dambo, darpo, abhimanascha, krodhaha, parushyam evacha, ajnanam, abhijatasya, partha sampadam asuri. Meaning all these demonic, the states of consciousness in the demonic space, they exhibit something called as extravagance. Oh, I am this, I am that. I have this much of property. Oh, I am the director of a company. All this showy stuff, right? Extravagance. And they also display a needless, they always display that needless show, arrogance, indifference, right? All this brashness, what do you call it? Ignorance, possessiveness, anger. These are all the qualities of Asuri Partha, he says. These are all the demonic qualities, Partha, he says. And also he says that if you have to look at this, the divine consciousness and the Asuri consciousness, always your divine consciousness is always towards that moksha. It is liberating you. You are getting that moksha. Moksha is what? Liberation. Liberation from what? From the harshful things of life. Means what? The cycle of birth and death. So when you inculcate the more of divine qualities, then this is leading you to the moksha. And when you are getting deep and deep in asuri, it is bondage. Okay, it is only the difference when you have the exhibiting a lot of demonic qualities, you are getting into the bondage, that is bandha, and then you are getting inculcating more of daivi or divine consciousness. When you are into it, you are getting closer towards the liberation. Only see this liberation and bondage, right? So it is a very thin line of difference, but you have so many qualities that you need to impact. Oh, where do I stand today? Am I into the divine or am I into asuri? So if I don't have divine qualities, now is the time for me to start getting into it. Is it that easy? Is it that tough? Neither of them. It is all about sadhana, right? So and then he says that in the entire universe, all the living entities, this whole universe, all the living entities, they are divided into only two main categories, Partha, one with divine qualities, those with the demonic qualities. Okay, so these are only few sections of people, no one else. You don't have to categorize anyone in any space. It's only about demonic people with the demonic qualities and divine qualities. Okay, you decide what do you want to do. Do you want to get liberated? Do you want to get more into bondage? Do I want to escape life and death, or do I want to get into more samsara, more more births and more deaths, etc. Right? And they say that people with these demonic qualities, they are neither aware nor they are even inclined about learning something. Forget about getting into that space. Even if something good is told, they are not inclined towards learning it. That is one of the Asuri Lakshanas. Okay, so if you are able to sit and able to hear some good words, that is Sajjana Sanghatya, that is you are getting closer or you are already there. But if you are not getting into Sajjana Sanghatya, you are getting into the company of bad, you are into sense gratification, right? Then you are closer to the demonic qualities. Okay, and he says that they don't differentiate between what is good, what is bad, right? And they believe that this whole srishti or the creation happened because there is a lust between a man and a woman. They participated in sex and they gave birth to kids. That's all they think about it. That's all they feel. That is what it is. Life is all about that. That clearly he mentions that, he clearly mentions that. And then he says that, and when people get into that sort of a mentality, they are losing their own self called Atma. If we realize today, we know that theoretically we all know that we are not this body, we are the Atma, we are the soul. But people with these demonic qualities don't even think that they are not even aware of this self concept. They get themselves very distinct from that. So that's how they say that they are the that person loses his self. When we say persons loses his self, it means that instead of freeing himself, right? Instead of freeing himself from the bondage, we live in this materialistic world, trying to be, always sense gratification, own pleasure, and all that stuff. Then they lose what themselves, they lose their own quality called Atman. Okay, and then so he also says that when they when this example he talks about more, Paramatma explains more of these people's nature. He says that kamam ashritya dushpuram dambhamana madanditaha mohat grihitva satrahan pravartante shuchivrataha, meaning always sense gratification. Okay, today if I get promotion, I'll be happy. I get a promotion. Hey, this salary is not good for me. If I get more salary, I'll be more happy. Okay, I get more salary. Hey, I don't want to stay in India. I want to go abroad, onshore opportunity. Okay, you get there. Then the list goes endless. This list goes on and on. And then Paramatma gives a comparison, like, if you have fire, or burning fire, if you put ghee in it, what happens? It flares more and more, right? And there is no end to it. So Paramatma says, kamam, that is korika, the feverishness attitude, it has a big tummy. No matter what you pour in, it still wants more and more and more. So these people, especially the demonic qualities people, who are this consciousness, demonic. When I say demonic people, don't think that they are black with two horns and two, jaws, nothing like that. These are all about states of consciousness, as I mentioned. So people with this demonic consciousness, they have more desires. One fulfills, the other comes up. Other gets fulfilled, the list becomes endless. They believe in fulfilling their desires, and desire, they say, it's a bottomless pit. There is no bottomless pit. No matter you keep it just consumes and all. So by holding on to the false beliefs, they become impure in terms of food, what they take, earnings, the body, everything. The Bhakya and the Antarsuchi both become polluted, is what they say. And also he says that Chintama Parimeyancha Pralayanta Mukashitaha Kamopa Bhoga Paramaha Eta Vadita Nishchitaha. These people are always unhappy. Okay, Chinta means what? Chinta is being always missing some. Chinta, always loss of something. Always, right? Always, these people are always unhappy all the way. They, even at the time of the death, till the time of the death, also they're always unhappy, saying something or the other, complaining about something or the other. The contentment is completely zero for these people. So the anxiety that they produce during this course of time leads to the earliest onset of death. Okay, despite they keep chasing materialistic desires as their goal and firmly resolved in that belief that they are here to earn, live, sleep. That's it. Eat, sleep. So these type, if you see, it's not that we don't have these qualities. It's just a kind of a proportion, like which is more, which is less. Or to what extent we are really balancing this. Okay, so we need to always examine ourselves. Where are we heading towards? He says that, and also Paramatma continues saying that, what do you call, Asha Pashasatayadbhattha, I mean, always bound by the infinite bonds of desires, always. What happens? Asha Pashasatayadbhattha, they are always bound by the infinite bonds of desires. So what happens after that? Then that that when you have that feverishness about something, it will lead to something called as kama krodha parayanaha. It leads to kamam and krodham. Kamam is feverish, what do you call, feverish desire about something, right? Krodha. Krodha is persistent anger is krodha. Okay, so the desiring more of the same, when they get it, then when they get what they want, they are happy. When they don't get what they want, angry, right? So angered when unfulfilled, thus they completely get entangled in the web of desires and adapting unrighteousness means of earning to fulfill them becomes their way of life. So what they say, Asha Pashishatai Bhartaha, the Asha, the so much of desires, the passion, the bondage that they have, will lead to something called as Kama Krodha Parayanaha. They're always in that. What happens? Ihante Kama Bhogartham. So to fulfill these wishes and desires, Anyayena Artha Samshayan, they go for unscrupulous means of earning that income to fulfill those desires. So you see where we are coming from. Since we say that they don't have the awareness of who they are, the awareness of that Atman is not there, completely sense gratification, completely materialistic, non-believable of this creation, and then lot of desires. Desires is leading to kama, krodha, and then that is where you are living. And if you don't get it, you go to any extent of earning. See the chronology of events, right? So he say, and then he says that not just that, he says that idamadya maya labdham imam prapsye manoratham idamasti idamapime bhavishyati punardhanam. Meaning what? I have earned this today. Tomorrow I will earn something. Today I got this. Tomorrow I'll procure more. I have people who will listen. If I do this, people will come behind me. So these type of arrogance they develop. And he also says the outlook towards their world, the way they look, their outlook towards the world itself is so mischievous. For example, they say that they feel that, as I told you, the world is unreal, right? Without any foundation. Okay, they believe that there is no concept of God, no consciousness. There is no something called a supreme consciousness. They don't believe in that. When questioned, okay, if that is not there, then how will this universe come up? They find that everything coming together of various objects, that is purely because of senses and the body, right? To that extent they go. They feel that audio bhijanavanasmi konyoshi sadishomaya yakshe dasyami modishe jnana vimohitaha. Meaning, I have people by my beck and call. I can call anyone. Everyone will fall at my feet. Okay, I will create a reason for them to come, and by performing yajnas, I do a lot of charity just because I need something in return. Okay, with that selfishness, because the word yajna itself is the act of selflessness. So these people with that arrogance, flamboyance, and all they do all these yajnas to get something in return. In this manner, the ignorance continues, and he feels that I have so much of power, I am the king. But the fact is, they are so ignorant. They are not aware of what they are, who they are, how did they come, what are they getting into? Nothing. They are not aware of that, my dear friends. So he goes on saying that, they have wayward thoughts. Okay, they have wayward thoughts, and every minute they keep changing. They are caught in that web of delusion always. Always the end goal for them is fulfillment of desires. And also these people with the demonical attributes, because of their wealth, pride, self-deception, they think they are great due to their ego, right? Whatever they are doing, performing yajnas, at the ultimate day, these are all useless, because the main purpose of the yajna itself is defeated. So, and he says that ahankaram, balam, darpam, kamam, krodham cha samshitaha Mamatma Paradehishu Pradvishantoke Suryakaha, meaning egoism, ahankaram, balam, strength, they feel that too, they are so strong. Darpam, that is arrogance, kamam, desire, krodham, anger, all these are all covered by, they say that, power, arrogance, etc. Everything is leading them to a state of non-forbearance. It's nothing going to be, no one is going to, at the end of the day, then the evaluation happens, right? We all talk about karma, we all talk about cause and effect. that's not ignored. Whatever they have done, these are not ignored, is what they say. And here also says that dvesha means working against that which has prescribed. But whatever Shastras has prescribed, Lord has given, when you perform against it, that itself is called dvesha. So they develop a lot of such dvesha, is what they say. And then he also say, and all these, once they start deteriorating, that's why we have to be very careful, my dear friends, when we say that, why are we doing meditation, right? So for certain people, it could be peace, calm, sleep, whatever it is. For certain people, it could be realizing their own self, right? You're coming closer because the sound here, the traffic here, the noise here is getting reduced. The noise here is felt in the heart. So the sixth sense or whatever called intuition, you're able to sense it because you are calmer at the top layer of your head, right? So he'll say, I will cast all these menial people, cruel people, the births, subsequent births are also not so good. So I am not going to spare. Say when Krishna says, I am not going to spare, he's not punishing them. Okay, he does not punish, he does not reward. Whatever actions we perform, he observes and accordingly gives you the entitlements. Whatever you are entitled, he gives that. That's all. He will not punish you. Don't think that if something goes wrong, we say, right, hey God, what wrong did I commit? Why are you punishing me? I have been doing all the vrats, all the, I'm doing Somvar fasting, I'm doing Hanuman Chalisa Parayana, but why are you punishing me, God? No, God will not punish you at all. Similarly, he is not going to reward you at all. He says that whatever you do, whatever actions you are performing is only what you are observing today. That's all. If you have done something real good deeds, if you are able to really enjoy freedom, enjoy food, enjoy education, whatever you are enjoying today, you might have done some good deeds in the previous births. That's what we call as samskaras or vasanas. Right? So he says that Kaunteya, Kunti sons, what therefore these ignorant, foolish people can never reach me. What do you mean when Krishna says reach me? Understand, acknowledge, experience the fact that you are the divine yourself. So these people with these mean acts, they will not be able to do it because they're going to go further down and down and down. Okay, and then he says that he also says that he says that there are three categories of attributes that form the root of all these innumerable demonic behaviors. There are only three categories of attributes. Trividham Narakasyedam, only three doors. Who are all doing this demonic activities? There are only three doors. What is that? What are those? That's called Kama, Krodha, Lobha. Kama, right? Kama, feverishness or deep-rooted desires. Kama, Krodha, that is anger. Lobha, that is greed. These three, tasmade tatrayam tyaje. These three, if they are opened for you, you are going to the pits. That's it. Okay, so these are just three categories of attributes that form the root of all the innumerable demonic qualities in us, right? Even we have a lot of demonic qualities. So if you really sit, contemplate, why do we need silence to be practiced? Because when we are silent, we can evaluate. The dharana can come into picture. And when we get into that dharana, we know that we understand that the kama, krodha, lobha are the three main roots for the innumerable demonical behaviors of us. So these pave the paths to the three gates of hell is what Krishna says. Okay, and he also says one has to work really hard and make a sincere attempt to forsake these three categories of behavior. Okay, so when you do this, see, we will have our vasanas, our purvajana samskaras. So we don't want to behave, but still we behave in certain things, in certain ways. This is because of our strong samskaras we have been carrying over lifetimes. So we need to make a sincere attempt to really come out of all this. So how do you do that? Right? How do you destruction in this context implies failure to achieve the goals of human pursuit? Like, what is that? We say dharma, artha, kama, moksha. We say that's what we say. Dharma. We have to follow dharma of life. Whatever is dharma that we need to follow as a varna dharma, ashrama dharma, whatever are the dharmas that we need to follow, that we need to do it. Prosperities, that is artha, and righteous desires, that is kama, and liberation, moksha. So if you have to be in the pursuit of these four, and only when you get into that line, all these three things will gradually come down. So one, he says that one who has regulated and conquered these three categories of negative attributes will attain the welfare of Atma, Kama, Krodha, Lobha. If you are able to manage these three, conquer these three categories, then yes, you have gone to that stage of attaining the Atman state. Okay, so following this path of welfare, that will lead to absolute truth. Okay, what is the truth? That the supreme is one, that is the Purushottama, Uttama, right? Best of all the Purusha. So that is the supreme consciousness. So when you are devoid, when you are out of these three qualities, right? Slowly you'll be eligible to get into that state of supreme consciousness. Okay, and he also says that one who abandons yes shastra vidhi mutsrajya vartate kamudaratah na siddhimavapnoti na sukham na param gatim, he says. Meaning, one who abandons, right, whatever is prescribed by the scriptures and made always indulged in the materialistic life can never reach this stage, my dear Arjuna. And then he says, whenever tasmat shastram pramanam te, whatever shastra says, whatever shastra, whenever you are abiding to that scriptures, when you face the dilemma while living in the materialistic world, scriptures will give you, that is called Shrutis and Smritis, like Veda and the Puranas, they give you the direction. So an accomplished individual is one who follows that which has been prescribed in the Vedas. Therefore, Arjuna, follow whatever is given to you, Shastra, and discharge your duty 100%. Tasmat Shastram Pramanante, you are abiding to certain Shastra scriptures. Karya Karya Vyavasthitau, to differentiate what should be done, what should not be done. Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam, Dharma Tartumiharasi, do your duty 100%, Arjuna, is what our Paramatma says when he talks about the two paths. So as I told you, the two paths are always states of consciousness. That is a divinic and demonic. So all the qualities which we have seen, 20 qualities of a divine and the rest, so many qualities of a demonic. So we have to evaluate how many qualities do I have. When I do some act, am I really waiting for some acknowledgement? In psychology, this is called need to validation. Right? We want someone to validate, hey, Lakshmi, you have done a wonderful job today. Then I am happy. Though I have put my 100%, I have really done my homework, and I have done a good, I have done my presentation or assignment, I expect someone to say, need to validate. I at times I do something to show off. Hey, I am so and so. I want to show off that I know scriptures, right? So all the show off, when you start, why are we really learning Bhagavad Gita, or why any scripture for that matter is like a GPS to show you the way. You have to travel. You have to travel and go there, right? It is not that it will take you there and make you, reach the destination. It is only an indicator. So the gurus or the elderly people who are helping you, the shastras, these are only giving the directions. Okay, so ours, the twofold path, whenever we have in life, we have to make a to really take a decision, which road we want to take. So it is divine or a demonic, right? What is divine, what is demonic? So these shastras, or at least in my life, the Bhagavad Gita, if you ask me, Lakshmi, are you 100% there? Not really. I am putting my effort. I am putting my attempts, not even effort. But again, I know these are samskaras that are there. There's a lot of, from many births, you know that, right? This human birth, after 80,000 or lakh births, we get this janma, the human life. So these impressions, that what we call it a subconscious mind, these are there since some lakhs of janmas. It's not easy for you to just wipe it off, saying take a white cloth and wet wipe and then wipe it off. It's not that. So by sadhana, slowly, we are wiping off. But in this janma, in this birth, if really someone wants to attain moksha or get into that path of moksha, you see where you are with respect to divine versus demonic qualities. Inculcate forgiveness, inculcate prema, inculcate devoid of kama, krodha, and lobha. Right? So when we get into this mode of life, that's when we are getting closer and closer to what we call as a moksha or liberation. Right? So, my dear friends, this is what I had to share today. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to. I can't see all the participants. How do I see? If you have any questions, please raise your hands. I can see the participants though.
Yes, sister. Thank you very much for a very good explanation of some of the concepts in Gita. Now, my question to you is that whenever I have read Gita, there is always one contradiction which always there in my mind, and the contradiction was that detach from outcomes versus fight intensely for the result. Now, this always says that you have been also saying that Krishna tells Arjuna, perform your duty fully, fight for war, engage completely in action. But simultaneously, it says renounced attachment to the results, stay detached from success failures. So, sister, in real human psychology, if I have to do the intense action, it usually comes from a desire for outcome. Motivation often depends in corporate world, reward, victory, achievement. So unresolved question always becomes, how do you act with total intensity without a psychological attachment to the result? This I never understood.
Okay.
And if you truly do not care about the result, how we will make sure that sustenance of the fire for extraordinary action in corporate, if this philosophy has to be implied, how to get the result from the employee in startups or in business. So I am looking forward from your point of view on this.
Yeah, so there is a small, the very first saying that don't expect is a small correction that needs to be done. Unfortunately, it is misinterpreted. When he says karmanye vadhikaraste, he doesn't say na phaleshu, he didn't say. Krishna says karmanye vadhikaraste, you have adhikaram, you have entitlement to do the job. Karmanye adhikaraste, you have the adhikaram to do the job. And then what he says? Ma phaleshu kadachana. He didn't say don't expect result. Okay, small correction there. Okay, he says, Ma phaleshu kadachana. Don't be feverish about your result. You do it. Whatever, see, when Arjuna was aiming at that eye of the bird, he was only eyeing the eye. He did not see trees or something, right? So, Bhagavad Gita, whole of the Bhagavad Gita says, put your 100%. Okay, put your 100% to the duty and don't be feverish about the result. He said, don't expect the result is not the one. If I fail, okay, I am also into IT. I'm into senior position. I'm into the executive level. Okay, I understand where you are coming from. But what I also understood is when I know my job, when I really put my 100% without thinking that if I do this, I will get a promotion. If I do this, I will get a variable more pay hike. I don't do this. Trust me, my dear friend, when you say this, Amit, he didn't say don't expect, but he says that don't be attached towards the outcome. Meaning, I'll be happy if I get what is. That's what he just said. Kama krodha parayana, asha pashashatayit baddhaha. Meaning, when you get so much bonded with your desires, you are bound to get into kama and krodha. When things don't favor you, you get into krodha. So that's what he's saying. Krishna is saying Karmanye vadhikaraste. With all the power, you do what is assigned to you, 100% duty. Ma phaleshu kadachana. He says that don't be feverishness or don't be blown down or up by your outcome. Don't be, cloud nine when things go up, go right for you, and don't go, sobbing when things are beyond your control. Don't be. That is what is the essence. It doesn't mean that you're not thinking about the outcome. He is saying don't be bothered about the outcome. Whether it is good, bad, be in that equanimal state to receive it. Ma paleshu kadachana. It is not na. Na means what you said is correct. He is saying ma. Ma paleshu kadachana. Don't be bogged down by the outcome, is what he says.
So outcome is not in our hand, basically. That's what your sister, you are saying, right?
So
Outcome
I am not
is
saying whether it is in our control. We have to perform the duty in such a way that I am giving 100%. Whatever be the outcome, it is none of my business. Example, I'll give you. Example, right? I prepared well for this presentation today.
right.
I give my 100% to the presentation. I have done that, my job, right? Tomorrow, Amit says, wonderful presentation. And tomorrow, Priyanka says, nasty presentation. What did she talk? Amit can say, hey, wonderfully, what did I, so much to learn from this. So what is that I have to do? I am supposed to present you the topic which I have done. Should I feel happy because you praised me? Should I go bogged down because Priyanka commented me bad? What should I do?
It is their perception and their opinion.
Exactly.
It has got nothing to do with the current situation.
Correct. That's what Krishna is saying. Don't be bogged down about the outcome. Today, I'm just giving you an example of one's own perception. Tomorrow, it could be the same work also, right? I give my 100% to the job. And what 100% is not according to my whims and fancies. Example, if my project says 100 requirements have to be fulfilled, I have to work in accordance to that 100 requirements. I cannot do something else and say I gave 100% here. So whatever you are doing, let that be dharma. Dharma of what? Of your profession, of your linga. That is, if I'm a woman in the house who has to take care of the family, that is my dharma. If I belong to a varna or some varna, I have to behave according to that varna. If I am in the grihastha ashrama, I have to go according to that. Similarly, if I am working as a example, I am into a senior management post. Okay, I have to fire someone tomorrow. Okay, I have to fire someone tomorrow. What do? Should I feel bad? If I fire that person, he will lose his job, he will lose his life. No. I am purely driven by my dharma. If the person is non-performer, causing damage to the project, I have a whole right to move him out of the project. So you are bounded only by your duty, 100% dharma. That's it.
No, sister, this dharma question is in total. There is a Yaksh who, when he asked Yudhishthir, what is the biggest dharma? When all 5 brothers were moving in the jungle, and this was one of the question asked by Yaksh, Dharmaraj, what is the biggest dharma you have? If Yudhishthir would have given the same answer, what do you think so? That if dharma, if I'll follow for the dharma of firing the person. So is dharma is the firing of the person is the right at that particular moment of time, sister?
Yes, of course. Why not? That's what I'm saying. Whenever you are performing your duty, okay, whenever you are performing your duty, do it 100%. Why do you think Krishna asked Arjuna to wage a war against his own Pitamahas? Because as a Kshatriya, you have to wage a war against your own people. If they are your own people, they will be behind you, not before you fighting. So being Bhishma, being such a learned man, we all know how Bhishma is such a pious man. Why did Bhishma stand for Duryodhana? At the end of this one, he asks, okay, when during his Ampashaya, he asks Krishna. Karna also asked. He simply said, when something wrong was happening, you stood by it, and you are now also waging war. So, see, underlying reasons and all, I'm not really getting into it. But on the peripheral, this one, why did Krishna ask Arjuna to wage a war? Because that is his dharma. What dharma? Varna dharma. What is Varna of Arjuna? Kshatriya. What is the dharma of Kshatriya? Not to go back, wage a war when something has to happen. When some righteous thing has to be taken, the decision has to be taken. Okay, it is not about killing people. It is not about killing people. If you and me kill someone on the road, we will be criminals. If a policeman shoots a criminal, that is law.
Sister, Yudhishthir has given सबसे बड़ा धर्म क्या है? Yaksha, when he asked, सबसे बड़ा धर्म क्या है? The Yudhishthir answered, दया सबसे बड़ा धर्म है.
Daya,
Now,
exactly. Daya
दया
is
सबसे बड़ा
what?
धर्म है.
Okay, Daya, you know what is Daya? What is Daya?
दयालुपन.
Huh?
दया,
हाँ.
दया. वही I just want to refer. मेरी जो बुद्धि है, मुझे मेरी my बुद्धि tells me we should be empathy towards the person.
No, not really. That's what I'm saying. There is something called Antargata Chatushtaya, meaning 4 limbs you have. One is Manas, then is Buddhi, then is Viveka. Okay?
Right.
Then
Right.
Ahankara. Then when you talk about Buddhi, there is something about Buddhi that is called Viveka. That Viveka will tell you, hey, killing this person. See, you have a criminal standing next to you. Okay? Hey, we should be daya, we should be compassionate. Let's not kill that person. Will you allow that? You will
Yeah,
not.
context changes. So
Exactly.
context changes, right?
No. Here, when I say dharma, this is
Mm.
5 levels of dharma you have. 5 stages, not stages, 5 contexts of dharma. As I told you, you have linga dharma. Then you have this, what do you call, ashrama, varna dharma, ashrama dharma, upadhi dharma. Right? You have different types of dharmas. So the position that you are standing, see, a criminal, if we can't say because Yudhishthira said Daya is the most appropriate dharma, that context is not applicable because that person, the other person is a criminal, and if at all we don't remove him from the root, that will spread like a cancer. And can you and me kill that criminal? No. There is a person called the police, law, judiciary, they can do that action. Then that will not be called as a murder. So who is performing the act? What context they are performing the act is very, very, very relevant.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Okay, so sister, my last question to you. You also mentioned right now that Arjun was able to see the eyes of the fish in the context of Bhagavad Gita or even in Mahabharata. What was that meaning? He was able to see the eyes of that fish. So what he was doing, that he was able to see only eyes of the fish, nothing else.
Okay, the example that I was giving was when Dronacharya took all his students for that examination. Everyone said, I'm seeing a beautiful tree. Then someone said, I'm seeing a branch. Then someone said, I'm seeing the bird. Then Arjuna said, I'm seeing that eye. Meaning that is what is called the dharana or the focus. Okay, so when we are doing a work, that again Bhagavad Gita has a lot of connotations on it. When we are doing a work, we have to be 100% there. So Arjuna was only looking at that eye of the bird to do his examination.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that how he was able to control the mind, misery, ignorance, negativity, desire, to see only the eyes of the fish. It is okay to say that he was able to see the eyes of the fish, but to practically implement how he was able to control the mind. Even the Yaksh, when he asked the question, "सबसे तेज चलने वाला क्या है?" The answer Yudhishthir gave, question number 3, सबसे तेज चलने वाला मन है, mind है. So how he was able to control that mind, even if Yudhishthir says that सबसे तेज चलने वाला मन है, the fastest, even the air speed is man. So how to control the man, which is misery, ignorance, negative desires? So how he was able to control? That's what I was trying to understand from you, sister.
See, out of all the Pandavas, out of the Kauravas, why did you think we choose Paramatma choose only Arjuna as his disciple to teach Bhagavad Gita? He has certain qualities. One is called Pravaksham Anasuyave, meaning Anasuya. There are certain qualities of Arjuna. Okay? Forget about Sakha. He says, Paramatma says, you are my Sakha, you are my Priya, you are my whatever. And then see Pravaksham Anasuyave. Anasuyave means he has got one Lakshana called Anasuya, meaning finding fault with others. We say Asuya means jealousy, but it is not really. What they say is, if you are finding fault with anything that is happening, it means you are Asuya fellow. Anything, even someone is doing good, you find fault. Someone is doing bad, you find fault. So that person is called Asuya person. And Arjuna is Anasuya. He does not have that. And he does not have anagha, meaning he doesn't have any doshas. Right?
So, sister, when you want when in IT, when you refer to someone, your managers, that be the Arjuna, see only the eyes, see only the result and goals which I have given to you. What he obliques he should do in the industry. That's what happened in the Mahabharata 5,000 years ago is again the literature. But to implement that on a practical level, at a practical tip for a normal human being, what is your suggestion he obliques she should do to have that kind of focus?
Well, you're combining things. Let me clarify first. Ma Phaleshi Kadashna, are you clear of that?
Yes, sister,
Right. That's right. Second, on the focus, that's what we are saying. And Arjuna has lot of features which we don't know. There's a combination of Nara and Narayana. He has qualities of more of Narayana. And Paramatma himself says that, hey Arjuna, you are a default divinic person. Okay, he says that in this chapter of two paths, right? He says that you are a path. So this person has lot of all the divine qualities. That's the reason. See, when we say I have iPhone, example, this is not an iPhone, I'm just giving an example. I have a high-end, whatever, say 17, 18, 16, whatever it is. I have a high-end phone. Okay, this is my high-end iPhone. I don't have signal. What is this a phone anywhere useful for me? It is no use. Similarly, you need to have a signal. Signal of what? Your antennas should always be alert to grasp something from cosmos. That is the reason we are doing meditation. Okay, so Arjuna has a lot of qualities, focus with no blemish, no dosha in his life, no asuya in his life. He has focused. That's the reason he could see the eye. Coming to your question, as a common man, how do you do it? I am telling you, my life. Do you ask me, are you Lakshmi? Are you angry person? Yes, I have a lot of anger. Lakshmi, are you this? I have this. Lakshmi, are you good? I am good. So the control changes. Now, how to handle in a corporate life? I am telling you my own example, my dear friend Amit. What I'm saying is, I have huge years of experience for my next level. That next level is not happening. I am with Accenture in a good position. Next level is not happening. I have two choices. Either you stay with whatever you are getting in Accenture, go out if you want to better promotion, better pay grade, etc. That's my decision. My viveka, my buddhi will tell me. I have a trade-off. This year I am not under that pressure. So I have time to concentrate on my other activities as well. So I am not doing it. Now coming to your question of how do I do in corporate, whether it is corporate, whether it is Kurukshetra, the basic human tenets, instincts are the same. Give your 100%. This is what I'm experiencing myself, Amit. This is what I'm experiencing today. I'm not getting promotion. I'm not getting any great hike. But whatever I know, I am giving 100% to my job. When will I get promotion? When will I get my pay hike? Nothing matters. Trust me when I say this, again, this is my own experience. Universe is so kind to you. Nature is so kind to you. You will be filled with abundance because I always feel that I have abundance. I didn't get my promotion this time. I have really worked very hard, but I didn't get promotion. Someone else got it. Now, if I was earlier without Bhagavad Gita, without meditation, probably earlier I would have cribbed about it. Hey, this person got, I did not get. This person, though he did not do the job, but today I'm not that way. I gave my 100%. People will recognize, nature will recognize. It may be not be only in the form of salary and hike. At a good conversation like you and me, what we are doing today, tomorrow you may go out and say, hey, Lakshmi told me this. That is more than an Oscar for me. That is more than a paycheck for me.
Yeah, that's true, sister. That's absolutely true. What you are saying is a very.
And there is no logic, Amit. There is nothing logic. Only thing is, ma phaleshi kadachana. Don't really be bogged down by the outcome. Let the outcome be whatever it is. You have put in your 100%. And I will tell you a small thing. How do I really manage this? Is making myself more stronger and stronger. There's a beautiful quotation. Don't chase for butterflies, rather mend your garden. Don't chase for butterflies, right? Rather, what do? You have a small garden. Butterflies will always come to your garden. We don't have to chase them. So if I have to be more attractive, what do is I make myself more strong in terms of technical abilities, in terms of helping others, in terms of presenting what I'm doing. I am making myself more stronger and stronger and stronger. I am technically developing. I'm getting that liberty which other people doesn't have.
Many times you must be feeling, sister, that spiritual progress may not be happening as per the pace what we are looking for, right? It may be a question every day comes to your mind, maybe yes, you are doing everything but you are not progressing. So what is your message for the people, those who are there in the call, that sometimes they feel that the spiritual progress is not happening at the pace what they are doing, even though they are doing the meditation? What should they do? How should they validate that their spiritual progress on the right path?
Just practice. Just do sadhana. Just do sadhana. That's it. Don't see, I'll tell you, what is sadhana at the end of the day? Example, think this is a factory. Your mind, your brain, okay? You all know there are a lot of neurons, lot of neural connections, and you know how the habit is formed, correct? We all know
Right.
it. So what happens here, it seems there are a lot of buji workers, chota workers here, okay? Today I did meditation, 40 minutes. These workers, they know very well, okay, Lakshmi has done the meditation. Next shift of workers come tomorrow. So Lakshmi does meditation tomorrow also. So next shift of workers, they also know Lakshmi is doing it. Third day, you don't do. So second day workers, they don't know what to do. What do they communicate with the third day who are coming, the workers? They don't have anything to communicate. They drop the ball.
Right.
They drop the ball. So the further communication is shut. Even if you do for 5 minutes, no problem. Sit, consistent, do sadhana. And there is nothing like, my dear friend, yesterday we might have had wonderful this one experience. Today we don't have experience. That is also an experience. Enjoy it. And first of all, when you are meditating, when you know what is meditating, right?
Right.
Na buddhya hankara, na chitta, na kama, even is it? Shivoham, 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 Shivoham.
Shivom, right.
So
True.
when you practice consistently that I am not this body, when I know when I'm meditating, I'm going beyond my mind, I'm going beyond my buddhi, I'm going beyond my viveka. At one point, I'm standing still here. That is what is called our soul. The moment we realize that we are not this body, we are this soul, it will take time for us to get into that. But once we are here, we are always happy.
True.
So
Absolutely true.
whoever is doing sadhana, I'm telling you, even I am a learner, even I am a seeker. I've just started my journey. But what I can tell you, my dear friends, is don't get bogged down by today. Whatever is happening, I always feel, that is what we are called as human beings. What do I mean by that? We say, I want to be a good girl. I want to be thin. I want to be fair. I want to be more technical. I want more money. Always, I want be. These are all beings, but rather just be here now. Whatever you
Right.
are, trust me, whatever we have thought that we should do 10 years back, we could not do. But are we in a miserable state today? No, we are very happy. At least I'm very happy with my life. Very, very happy with my life. So the most important thing, the question that you have asked, just do. Just be. B-E-B, just be.
Yeah. So Lakshmi who
Something I
who
want to tell
does
you all.
the
One second.
yeah.
I want to tell you all one thing.
Yes.
We all believe that we are the spokes of that Paramatma, right? There is a universal consciousness that is called Paramatma, and we are a small spark of that, right? If
True.
that Paramatma, if we are that sparks of Paramatma himself, how can we be less? Tell me.
Sister, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar. The moment I see other person as a body, all these 5 problems will come. The other person is a soul. I am the soul. Other person is a soul. I am in the body. I am a soul, a SIP, a supreme immortal power. परमात्मा का आत्मा का परमात्मा से मिलन. The moment I see you as a soul, you everything in the Gita or Ramayana, Mahabharata or even Dasrat Puran, everything will follow. The moment we see other person as a body, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar will come. And again, the Gita principle will totally in the air. So it depends. It's totally, you have absolutely rightly said that practice, Samit, practice today, tomorrow, yesterday, and keep on doing it. Lakshmi today for last 2 days will be different for third days if she will not do the practice. Right, sister?
Correct.
So it is a food for it's food for the body and meditation for the soul. There cannot be any compromise on this. The moment any person does the compromise, the result will be the same person who has attained the Buddhahood. He will go to the down to 10 grade, and again he will behave like something which is far away from Buddhahood. So absolutely right, sister. It's pleasure to uh, listen your wisdom, and I just wanted to learn from you and your experience. Thank you very much for enlightening me and giving the chance. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi ma'am. It was like when we are kids, like I was thinking like only intellectual people can understand Bhagavad Gita like that. But after hearing your explanation about the Gita, like any layman can understand in that way, and that too, we want to implement that in our day-to-day life. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. And because of Amit sir, like it was like I felt one very nice podcast I'm hearing like that. I felt thank you so much. Because of you, it was very interactive, Amit sir. And Lakshmi ma'am, thank you so much for your patience and nice explanation.
But I request all of you at home, do this parayana. Do this parayana every day, especially when you have kids. Make them learn, especially when you have teenagers. Make them learn, because this will give an innate amount of self-confidence. Because the whole of Bhagavad Gita says you are the speck of that Paramatma. So Paramatma, is superpower, right? That superpower is there within you. When your superpower is with you, you are that superpower. How can you even feel low? How can you even feel bad about yourself? Right? You have the best. You're in the topmost university. Will you crib about that you are not there in the local university? Right? You are having access to a huge river pond. Will you really be worried about carrying a small bottle of water? No. That's how I'm saying. We are infinite potential. Don't get bogged down. Even when you are down, just think that I am not the body, I'm not the body, I'm not the mind. Then automatically you feel that there is someone who is there. You are the Paramatma yourself. Then you will feel a lot empowerment and energized.
So, sister, if every human being on the earth has a potential to do or become a self-realization or God realization, everybody wants to attain. Ultimate objective is the God realization. Then why the people sufferings still?
As I told you, suffering is all about all the qualities that I given you in today's class on demonic qualities. That is where the suffering is coming from. I'll tell you, if you want to come out of suffering, there is a small, there he says, Dhyayaton Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Pajayate. Dhyayan meaning outside world. Don't get attached to that outside world. Go drive inside. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha meaning if you are dhyayato, mean if you're always thinking about pumsaha, vishayan pumsaha, materialistic words outside, what happens? Sangat sanjayate kamaha. You get attached. If at all you get attached, what happens? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha. When that attachment happens, that kama starts. Then what happens? Then he said, Kama krodho vijayate. Then Kama, then krodha. So what? Kama krodho, what is it? Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama krodho vijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha smriti vibhramaha smriti bhramshat buddhinashat pranashyati. When you get so much attached, so much you are wandering in the outer world, you are bound to get attached. If you are getting attached, it means you are getting kama. If at all your desires are not fulfilled, then you are getting into krodha. If krodha is coming, your buddhi is clouded. You cannot take decisions. When is clouded, your deterioration, buddhi nasha pranashyati, meaning your nashana has started. So, dhyayato vishayan punsaha, reduce your materialistic attachments and desires. Get more. Happiness is always an inside job. Go inside.
True.
Okay?
True,
Yes.
true, absolutely true. Very good. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, Amici. Thank you so much. Yes.
Ma'am, I have one small query. You
Yeah.
told to do the Parayana daily. So, do we need to chant only shlokas or do we need to read that brief of that shloka also?
I would
Explaining.
prefer learn it from a good teacher, right? Otherwise, if you don't have that facility, at least go to YouTube, get a standard master, and listen to it. Don't just utter the shloka. You have the benefit of uttering shloka. Whether you take poison knowingly, what is the benefit or disadvantage of it, you will have the benefit. You have the amrita or visham poison, the effect. But when you know the essence of it, the even this mobile or a TV can play the shloka very well, right? Then what is the use of we doing it? We should get it that into the antahkaranas. Our buddhi should be able to do that. So when you do that, we'll try to implement at least, if not 100 qualities, I will implement even one today. My next Janma will start from 99. So listen first, but listen with meaning. One shloka per day is more than enough. Or 2 shlokas per day. Within 1 year, you can complete 701 shlokas. Right?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining
Thanks,
with us.
everyone. Thank you for your time. I know it is, we have shoot over time, but thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And one thing is for all of you, when Sajjana Sangatya happens, this is the outcome. And when you meditate more and more, this becomes the absorption capacity increases. That is what I have realized. Earlier, when I used to listen to the discourse, I used to feel, when will this discourse end? Right? Now I'm able to enjoy the beauty of it. So meditation will get you there. Meditation will make this part clear so that this heart sound can be heard. Okay. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. If I have said anything wrong, that's my ignorance. If I said anything right, that is my Guru's or my Krishna's blessings. But if I've done anything wrong, please excuse me. That could be purely of my ignorance. I'm going the path of learning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I take it now. Namaste. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. I want to say thank you.